him all right. It's definitely the guy on the Midnight Channel. It's settled then. He is the killer. And he's in here now.
This guy came to our shop before. Was he spying on me? Oh my god, I really was being targeted.
Damn it! Freaking punk!
Hey, I've seen him before too. Oh, now I remember. Yukiko, it's that one guy.
That one guy?
Back in April, remember? He suddenly came and started hitting on you?
Oh, him! The dude who got served by Yukiko in front of the school. Man, Chie, how'd you remember something like that?
Well, that was the first time he talked to her, but I remember he was always following her around.
Sorry, who are we talking about?
The dude who came right up to you at the school gates and called you Yuki?
Oh. Really?
Wait, did he kidnap Yukiko to get back at her for rejecting him?
I didn't really reject him.
He came up to me while I was busy working and asked, "Don't the biker gangs bother you?" Just going on and on about how biker gangs can't do anything unless they're in a pack and stuff. He seemed to be the type who just keeps talking whether you like it or not, if that makes sense. I usually treat those people politely so they don't get offended, but I was so tired that I kinda ignored him. Was that why I was kidnapped?
Huh? Wait, I'm not a biker. Ugh, that damn special report. So that's why I got dragged into this.
You know, I heard he's been saying stuff about that announcer's affair, too. Lots of muttering about how women who cheat on their husbands should be executed.
Sounds like it's all coming together. Well, it's time for a showdown. Can you tell where this Mitsuo guy's at?
I'll give it a try. Just a sec. Yeah, I found him. He's that way.
All right, let's go! We're so close to the killer. We can't lose him now. What is this? Some kind of game?
Well, he did taunt us, saying try and catch me. I guess he thinks of all this as a game.
Oh, this pisses me off! I hereby sentence him to 100 kicks to the face! Let's go!
Gotta admit, all guys love games.
And all girls love Teddy.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Anger Banjo. We are jumping back into Persona 4 Golden, currently on the PC right now. And we are working our way through the dungeon that is Mitsuo Kubo's. And fun fact, yes, this is actually looking very video game-like. A lot of it was inspired by the, at the time, in development title 3D Game Heroes or something along those lines. So that actually was an inspiration for this dungeon. And this game was made in like 2008, and that game came out like at least 2010, 2011. So it goes to show you how long it takes for Atlus to make some games. Now, obviously, we went back and we did challenge the side boss that popped up in Issei's dungeon.
There are two
Obviously, we're going to have that
now.
cover that later on. But today, we're actually going to go as far as we can through Kubo's dungeon. I'm not entirely sure how far we'll actually get, so bear with me here, because you can, hypothetically speaking, at this point, most likely, with our current level situation, probably run through this dungeon without really fighting anything, but where's the fun in that? I want to show you guys today that we can actually get as many characters as we can maxed up. If you play the game, and you only rank up your main party members, and that's kind of disappointing. You won't be able to see everyone else. We're at level 75 right now, and our ultimate goal by the end of this dungeon is probably going to be in the upper 80s. I do want to be a little bit higher. There is a persona I want to create that you can only make in New Game Plus. And one thing we're actually going to see is we're going to actually see Rise go skyrocketing in terms of levels due to her low level at 38. So now at this point in the game, I also want to point out that we do have Rise as our navigator. She's going to gain levels and she's going to get skills that will really help out with her navigation skills. Now there is actually a trophy entitled Hardcore Rosette Fan that if you really want to get it, the best course of action from what I've heard is to have it on the highest difficulty and be under-leveled coming in here and just go to town. There's 250 different lines for Rise that you have to hear. I don't know how close I came to it in all my playthroughs, but there is a trophy associated with it, and I've tried it a couple times. Never really got it. I kind of gave up on it. We're not really going to focus on trying to get that here because I know we're not going to get it based on our overpowered level right now. And yeah, they did have a trophy similar to Hardcore Rosette Fan in Persona 5 with the Navigator character there, but it was a lot easier, and I think it was like only like 100 lines. So we're going to focus on that. And as I said, as Rise levels up in her social link as well, she's going to gain new abilities and skills that will actually help us immensely as we go dungeon crawling as well. Right now she's at rank 1. We just started her social link. I know previously I said that she was already at rank 1, but I was wrong. And I felt stupid about it. So in reality, the relationship, date, which is also a trophy, by the way, came down to Yukiko versus Chie, and Yukiko won. And we're going to come up against this golden hand! Yes! And as I said, the further in the dungeon we go, the stronger the hands will become, and the more plentiful they'll be, as well as higher experience point gains. 15,000 experience points is no laughing matter, by the way. Like I said, at this point in the game, though, if you're at my level, it'll take maybe 1 or 2 hands to level up. For Rise, it'll take 1. So if you're about Rise's level, which should be the level you should be at, about 38 to 40, you should be okay. I know a lot of people have issues with this boss, apparently. I usually can one-shot kill him because I always grind out high levels. That's just how it is. We're still on the first floor. This actually dungeon, I think, is about 10 floors as well. I just love the design of it, the old school JRPG kind of feel akin to the Dragon Warrior. That's why I said Dragon Warrior. I know that sounds like I was wrong. Dragon Warrior was what it was called before they switched over to Quest. And early Final Fantasy games, the whole castle theme, it's actually pretty cool. And I love the music. I'm not gonna lie, the music for this dungeon, this might actually be my favorite dungeon thematically speaking. As a whole, maybe not, because if we're talking about the concept, I love the concept behind the dungeon. I love the design, and I love the music. But the one thing I don't like is, you know, the boss and everything like that. I'm just gonna run past that shadow. And I said it before, there's only usually about 1 golden hand per floor outside of pulling it from a chest. So we're going to be able to probably, like I said, we're going to go up and down, up and down. I'm not going to show it to you guys, but that is the way to grind. When we get to the last floor, we're going to go up and down until we reach the desired level we want to be at. That could be level 88. We could try to reach level 100. 99 is actually the max level, guys. My bad. I think you're going to say, Banjo, why do we want to reach level 99 in the 4th dungeon? That's a fair point. We still have a couple more left, and we can just blow through them as well. But also realize, you're probably at this point thinking, you're probably using the same 4 people. I mean, we just got Teddy as a playable character, and Kanji's probably still not as being used as much. So we do have that option where we can actually go back into the dungeon, and we go in and take our lower level characters and level them up as well. Which is something I'm actually considering for the next dungeon, is taking our lower level characters, getting them all the way up to as high as we can and pulling out, but I'm not going to make any guarantees for you guys there. We're going to run past this guy. Regular Black Shadow not going to give us much experience points. We still haven't actually encountered the Reaper yet, which is kind of surprising to me as well. I want to get that sword for our main character. Once we get the sword for our protagonist, whoever's second in your party will be the next person to get the weapon. So say we have the party lineup as it is, and we face the Reaper 4 times, those 4 characters will get their best weapon in the game. Now, if we actually remove Yosuke and put, say, Kanji in, all the characters will slide up one, so Chie will be the next one that gets the weapon. It's all based on the party order, and I know that sounds kind of silly, but it's a cool little thing that Persona 4 has that Persona 5 does not have. Persona 5 is focusing on just beating the Reaper for experience points gains. This is a beat-in for item gains, because in 5 we can actually sacrifice our Personas for the best weapons in the game. And I actually did that. I actually had every single character's best weaponry and armor in 5. That's how dedicated I am to this series as a whole. So we're still on the second floor here. And there's an empty chest. That seems kind of suspicious here. Really not. Okay. I'm going to try to avoid this shadow here. And they think the shadows are a lot faster than they are. They're really not. So we're actually on the third floor now. And like I said, in dungeons, there's always that 1 or 2 floors that are always kind of set in stone. How they're laid out. Example is the 5th floor of Yukiko's dungeon. Always the same. This is not the floor. There are floors in this dungeon that are laid out very similar. I don't think they changed. You can actually memorize those patterns. Actually, this might actually be the one floor. There might be 2 floors in this one that are actually like set in stone that you can actually memorize. Now, if you actually, we're gonna see the map here in our lower left-hand corner. You can see we actually did kind of move. So the way the room is set up is going in one direction, be it left, right, or just straight up. We'll move to the next portion of the map. Right now we're trying to avoid these shadows. I want to get to that next portion of this map. Unless we see a hand, we're not going to fight anything here. I want to just get through this floor. I actually hate this one because I hate trying to remember which way I'm going. And you would think after playing this 5-6 times, I know exactly where I'm going. But I don't. We're going to be honest. I don't know where I'm going at all. And sometimes we're going to have to... I think we actually did it. We did it. It didn't take us a long time. Sometimes it takes me like 5-10 minutes to do it. I was like, do I want to do like a fast forward vignette? Maybe we actually didn't do it. We're going to find out in a second. We got a shadow here. We're probably going to trigger multiple shadow fights. That would be terrible. And we're still actually using this one persona to abuse... Oh wow, it actually didn't do it. Usually the game kind of, if there's multiple enemies in one area, it will actually have us fight all 3 enemies. So here we definitely kind of messed up here. So we actually have to go all the way back to the beginning and try to figure out where we went wrong. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it was too good to be true, guys. I feel freaking stupid right now. I know that sounds terrible to say, hey man, I feel stupid. But we can't go that way. And we actually might end up looping back around to parts of this dungeon we were already in. On this floor, as you can see, we were already here. We just have to go left now. It's trial and error on puzzles like this, because I don't know if it's always set in stone to be the same way, but we're going to really just be doing trial and error. And then you see that we got that big-ass key. You have 31 keys, why not? Blaze Vow, I'm not exactly sure what that is. Accessories were always a weak source of mine in this game in particular because I rarely focused on them. And because of that, it might actually hinder my playthroughs, but I don't really think so because I really struggle. And I think we actually made it, so let's kick this guy's ass. And I believe that doors are going to take us to the stairs, just fantastic. And it looks like we've reached the point in this dungeon where we get 2 of them. Huzzah! Moving on! Right map, please. Haha! Well, let those experience points roll on 30,000 experience points. At this point, that's about a level and a half, maybe. I don't know how much experience points we need, but you see Rise started off at level 38. She's going up 8 levels. I know it doesn't sound like a lot to you guys, 8 levels in 2 floors. Actually, 3 floors, we'll say, because we just reached the stairway here. Having her reach 8 levels in 3 floors is pretty incredible. So it looks like we actually have hit the next portion of the dungeon here. Color scheme has changed. And the one thing that really bothers me about this dungeon to an extent, it doesn't bother me as much as it's just well put together, is those little dialogues at the beginning of some floors. And it kind of had that old school like Dungeons and Dragons, like thy there, thy this has increased by this. Like, you know, when you level up in a video game, your statistics will actually increase. I like that they did that there. As opposed to, but kind of we're just poking fun at the genre. So we actually did reach the stairway here on the 4th floor pretty quickly. That's actually pretty impressive if you ask me. And it just goes to tell you, you could, if you're just literally searching for that stairway, you could miss out on all this stuff. And that's why, unless I'm in a legit hurry in terms of going through a dungeon, which I rarely think I am, because I do want to hit certain levels. So if I want to hit certain levels in the game, I'm going to try to go through as much of the floor as possible. Because at this point, we're so far away from that stairwell, I can just tap the square button on my controller here, and we'll do that in a little bit, and hit next floor. So right now we only get that one hand. It should be about 15k in terms of our experience points.
Don't let it get away.
Now, if you're saying, Banjo, why are you getting such high experience point gains? I'm playing this at the same time, and I'm not getting 15k for these guys. I want to point out, for the sake of our players, our viewers, to kind of cut back on the amount of battles we have to do to level up as quickly as we are. We actually did increase our experience point gain as well as our money gain, so we're never going to be running low on money, and we're never going to be under level. That's something I don't like people seeing me fail. Not just seeing me fail, but also the fact that you want to see success. This isn't a type of game where we can die and it's okay. This isn't like Ghost of Tsushima where that's acceptable. So we did kind of tweak the difficulty a bit to get that extra oomph in our experience points boost as well as in our money boost so we don't have to run out of money. Now, if you're playing the game and you do want to do a new game plus, so let's say we want to do a third game under the same file here, we will actually be able to save the game at the very end, a clear file. Always make sure you keep one of them as a clear file. It'll keep your hours and stuff like that. So when you play it again, instead of having, say, 0 hours, it'll say 131 hours when you hit that first hour of playtime on your next playthrough. It'll actually do that. Things that'll carry over are usually are pretty much your money and your Persona compendium. We'll be able to withdraw any Persona we want next playthrough with one major exception. We're going to keep on walking here. Right now our goal is to find the stairway as well as a golden hand. If we find one or the other, we'll be good. So we're just going to move on to the next floor. It's fine. Like I said, we're kind of trying to get through the dungeon relatively quickly. I think it'll probably take us maybe about 2 whole videos to get there. 2 pretty moderately liked videos for us to clear this dungeon because it's not a big, expansive dungeon. It's not supposed to be. But there's going to be a lot of story climbing through at the end of this one. You know how we get that, you're not me, you know, spiel. I don't think we're actually going to get it this time. So that's probably going to be a blessing and a curse, because it's always quite comical if you're playing the game and you want to try to keep track of how many you're not me's we have to yell and scream at each other. You're not me, you're nothing like me. And of course, now we're actually getting, when we're pulling the chest and getting shadows,
There are 3 enemies.
we're not getting the
Don't get
hands.
cocky.
It's alright, Migadolon will wipe them out. That's probably, if you ask me, the cheapest move in the game is Migadolon. Because it does heavy almighty damage, and that's not, you can't be immune to that. You can't. You're not going to be weak to it either, but you're not going to be immune to that. Which is why I like using that move, and having personas with that move is greatly beneficial as a whole, because we're going to be able to target all our enemies, and no one's going to be able to block it. It's great, because, like I said, I've used that move pretty much extensively throughout this playthrough. And I've showcased that. We've actually done that, is the showcasing of that move, and it looks like we're just gonna go to the next floor. I wasn't sure we're gonna get around the corner. Rank 1 with Rise does show off where the chests are on the floor as we get closer to that. And as we get closer to them, you'll see a little gold asterisk kind of thing at the bottom left corner of our map. We're gonna see that, and then we're gonna kind of be like, okay, cool, we actually found where this is. So we're actually gonna be able to get it. And this is the floor that I actually absolutely hate the most in this dungeon. You get turned around if you go too far in one direction. And it literally physically turns you around. So, like, see how the chest is up there at the top of the map? Alright, cool. Didn't turn us around. And you'll hear that clicking sound when we go one way. And we kind of have to be careful here. We're actually going to get it probably right about here. No, we're not. Okay, so we're going to take out his hand. But you hear a click, and all of a sudden, your point of view switches. So it kind of like turns you around, and you have to figure out which way you're going to get it right. Because everything's got all mumbo-jumboed up on you, and you're like, what the hell am I doing? 45,000 experience points. We're at level 78 now.
Congratulations!
Which is great.
Another level for me!
Did I level up? Alright, level up!
But I hate this floor. I really do. For those reasons. So we're actually done with that floor. That's fantastic. Fan-frickin-tastic. So we're actually near the end, because he just talked about killing more Oka. If you guys can't hear that, we actually do have the Reaper in the background. We're probably not going to get him. Yeah, we didn't get him. It's a low percentage to get the Reaper, and I really didn't feel like leaving the dungeon to go find him in Yukiko's dungeon. So we're actually getting near the end, because I do know we did change that background color of the dungeon to blue, and usually that's always near end of the dungeon. So either we're going to get up the steps when we find them and reach the boss, or we're going to have one more floor to go, and we're just kind of, yeah. This is our last floor before the actual boss. Oh god, that's like me typing in, like we're a rage type. So all we gotta do is get up to the next floor, and we'll be able to challenge the boss. That seemed a little too easy, didn't it? And as you guys can see, because we've leveled up Rise, if you look at the map, we can see enemies now on the map. Pretty sweet, right?
Ooh, a rare one.
I don't know how Chie would be the first one to go versus my character. I don't know if it's based off your character's agility or not, but Chie going first doesn't necessarily hurt as much. But we're at least about going to get 45,000 experience points, probably pushing close to 50k. The fudge?
You're off to a
So we've actually never fought those things before, because we've been blowing the dungeon, so I don't know what they're weak to. It's not ice. And let's see if it's wind. Always worth a shot.
Come on, this
Nope.
fight's not over.
We'll have to find out next time if they're weak to. Not this video. 47,000 experience points. That was close.
Hey, congrats! Level up!
I leveled up! Oh, did I
Let's
level
go.
up?
Boom.
Yes, I leveled up!
Let's see. So we're actually going to use our protagonist ability to use Media Arin? We'll just say heal the party in its entirety here. It doesn't really hurt as much as you would think to do it because all our personas have Victory Cry. If you actually are able to, there's a guide in order that we can, I think it's some date in June, you're able to actually get a persona that has Victory Cry. And the best action would be to use the persona. It's actually a Kaiwan. And I did it my first playthrough on the PC here. It took me about 3 hours to do it and about a couple of hundred tries. Essentially, there are special fusion effects in the game, and when you get those fusion effects, they can change your ability, and there's different levels of abilities. But we'll get more into that later, guys. My name's been Angry Banjo. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and next time we're going to take down Mitsuo and save the day.